Okay. Finding angles, capital A. So find the value of the variable in each. So the first thing that I know I could go ahead and find is I could actually find x, because x is a linear pair with 55. So that means that x plus 55 has to equal 180. If I get rid of 55 to both sides, then I know that x has to be 125. If I know that x is 125, I know that x and y are alternate interior. So alternate interior means that if x is 125, then y has to equal 125. These are alternate interior. These are alternate exterior. I know that alternate exterior have to equal each other. That means if I add 10 from this side over here, then I know that 114 has to equal x. Number 10. I'm given this angle and I'm given this angle. Those are alternate interior. That means that 2x minus 15 has to equal x plus 55. If I get rid of my x, then I know that x minus 15 equals 55. Add 15 to both sides. X would be 70. I need to find each angle. I know measure angle 11 is 62. 11 is 62. Angle 14 is 38. So if I need to find angle 4, I know that this is angle 4. These are corresponding. That means that angle 4 has to equal 62. These are corresponding. Angle 8. Angle 8 is vertical with 62. These are vertical. I should have gone to 12, so let me go to 12. Angle 3. Here's angle 3. If this is 38, then I know that angle 6 has to be 38. So angle 6 has to be 38 because of corresponding, so this would be 38. I know that angle 4 is 62. Angle 62, angle 3, those are called vertical, so I know that this has to be 62. Angle 12, these are a linear pair. So these have to equal 180. That means that this would have to be 180 minus 62, which is 118. Angle 2. If I know that angle 3 is 62, and I know that angle 6 is 38, all three of these angles have to equal 180. So I know that angle 2 plus 62 plus 38 has to equal 180. This would give me 90, this would give me 100. So that means that angle 2 would have to be 80. Angle 10. Angle 10 and angle 38, or 38 degrees, these have to be a linear pair. They make a straight line. So this would be 180 minus 38 would be 142. Angle 5. Angle 5 and angle 2 are the same angle. So angle 5 has to be the same as angle 2. Those have to be 80. Angle 1 is the same as angle 6. So these have to be the same. Number 24, find the value of the variable. I know that y and 114 are corresponding. That means that y has to equal 114. I know that these are a linear pair. That means that x plus 12 plus 114 has to equal 180. That means that I would have x plus 126 equals 180. Get rid of 126. That would be 54. So if this is 105, this has to be 105 with corresponding again. So 3x minus 15 has to equal 105. Add 15, add 15. I know that 3x would have to equal 120. Divide by 3. X would have to equal 40. If x equals 40, then I know, I know that these make a straight line. So if x is 40, then 3 times 40 is 120. 120 minus 15 is 105. So this would be 105. That means that this plus this need to be a linear pair. So 105 plus y plus 25 has to equal 180. So that would be 130. So y plus 130 equals 180. That means that y would have to be 50. So y would equal 50. If this is 54, then I know that this has to be 54. These are now a linear pair. 2x plus 54 has to equal 180. If I get rid of 54, then I have 2x equals 126. Divide by 2, x would have to equal 68. These lines are parallel. If I continue my lines, let's see what happens. So I know that these have to equal 180. Or no, sorry. So these lines are parallel. That means that these have to equal 180 and these have to equal 180. So I know that 96 plus 2x has to equal 180. And I know 94 plus 3y plus 44 has to equal 180. So if I get rid of 96, that means that I would have 84 equals 2x. Divide by 2. X would have to be 42. 94 plus 44 would be 138 plus 3y equals 180. Subtract 138, subtract 138. That would give me 3y equals 42. Divide by 3. That would give me 14. So let's see about this. So these are my parallel lines. So I know that this and this have to be, these are consecutive interior, just like these. These were consecutive interior. These have to equal 180. So I know that 5y plus 120 has to equal 180. So if I get rid of 120, 5y has to equal 60. Well, that means that y would have to equal 12. If y equals 12, then 5 times 12 is 60. So I know that this angle has to be 60. That means that, yep, so this angle, so y is 12, but then this and this, these are a alternate interior. So 2x has to equal 108. If I divide by 2, x would equal 54. Don't worry about this for now, because we did 2 of them. Don't worry about 37. Now number 38. So we need to find x. So this is x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw an auxiliary line through this angle. Okay? So I split this into a little part and a little part. So I know that 50 and this angle have to be the same. So if this is 50 and this entire angle was 72, then this actually has to be 22. That means that x would have to be 22. If I draw a line through this, if I find x1 and x2, then I found the big X. So if this is 125, this has to be, let me think. So, sorry, if this is 125, I know that this is 125. This would be a linear pair. So 180 minus 125, that would give me 55. So I know that x little 1 is 55. If this is 105, then I know that this is 105. So 180 minus 105 would give me 75. So 75 plus 55 would give me 10. That's 12, that's 13. So I know that x would have to equal 130. And we're done.